Greetings, my dear friends. Today I want to take you where sunlight does not reach, where pressure can crush a steel submarine like a tin can, where time flows differently and the laws of physics seem to work differently than on the surface, into the depths of the ocean. This is Dreamweaver Mystics, as always, and let me say right away, everything you are about to hear is only my thoughts and guesses. I do not claim to know the truth. I simply collect stories, compare them, and wonder. We send probes to Mars. We photograph black holes. We know the composition of the atmospheres of distant exoplanets. But the ocean, which covers 70% of our own planet, is estimated to be only 2 to 7% explored. That means out of every 100 square miles of ocean floor, we know nothing about 98, perhaps even 99. We know the surface of the moon better than the bottom of our own home. And this is not just a fact, it is a challenge, it is a mockery, and perhaps it is protection. Someone or something does not want us to look too deep. Why? What is hiding there? Let us start with the simplest and most inexplicable, with sounds. In 1997, American oceanologists recorded an underwater sound of incredible power. It was named Bloop. It was heard over 3,000 miles away. The sound was so powerful that its source would have to be larger than the largest known animal, the blue whale, tens of times larger. The official explanation came only in 2005, a cracking iceberg. But the signal pattern did not match ice sounds. Nothing like it was recorded before or since. Bloop was alone. What was it? Someone woke up in the depths and yawned. Someone sent a signal? Or was it simply the voice of someone we were not meant to hear? But bloop is not the only strange sound. During the Cold War, submariners from Soviet and American fleets recorded something they called quackers. These sounds resembled frog-like croaking, but the source moved at speeds up to 175 miles per hour. It dove to unreachable depths. It appeared and disappeared without a trace. It approached submarines closely. It mimicked their maneuvers. Sometimes it responded to sonar signals. Sometimes it glowed. The military was baffled. It was not enemy secret weapons. No one had such technology. It was not a natural phenomenon. Nature does not mimic submarine maneuvers. So who was it? Someone who lives in the depths and watches us. An intelligent civilization hiding from us on the ocean floor. Or something else. Something for which we do not even have a name. Now let us talk about what sailors see. For centuries they have told stories about St. Elmo's fire, a bluish glow on ship masts during storms. Science explains this as air ionization in a strong electrical field. But then why do these flames not burn? Why do they seem alive? Why have sailors believed for centuries that they bring good luck and herald the end of a storm? But there is also another glow. The Devil's Carousel. A huge, luminous spiral rising from the depths. It rotates slowly, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Scientists talk about bioluminescent microorganisms activated by currents. But why is the spiral perfectly formed? Why does electronics malfunction near it? Why do people lose their sense of direction? Old legends warned, such spirals herald the coming of the Kraken. Modern sailors do not believe in monsters. But when these lights flash underwater, they prefer to keep their distance. And here we come to the most important question. The question that has haunted humanity for centuries. Is there intelligent life in the ocean depths? Not fish, not squid, not whales, but a civilization? Intelligence comparable to ours, or surpassing it? Many consider this idea fantastic, but think for yourself. The ocean covers 70% of the planet. Its average depth is about 2.5 miles. Life exists there in extreme conditions, without sunlight, under enormous pressure, at near freezing temperatures. But it exists. Moreover, it has its own laws, its own forms, its own secrets. If intelligent life could develop on land, why could it not develop underwater? The conditions are more stable, fewer dangers, less brutal competition. Perhaps a civilization on the ocean floor is millions of years older than ours. Perhaps they have been watching us for a long time. Perhaps their ships are those unidentified underwater objects that the military keeps detecting. Perhaps their technology so surpasses ours that we are simply incapable of recognizing it. In some books on underwater mysteries, there are chapters devoted precisely to this hypothesis. They present testimonies from sailors and submariners who have seen strange objects moving underwater at incredible speeds, changing direction without visible inertia, emitting light. Some believe they are aliens. Others think they are secret weapons. Still others attribute them to hallucinations. But there are too many testimonies to ignore. Now let us travel to Japan, to the Ryukyu Islands. In 1986, a diver looking for a good spot to observe sharks came across something unusual. Underwater structures resembling steps, terraces, triangles, and huge flat stones. The site was named the Yonaguni Monument. Some scientists, like Japanese geologist Masaki Kimura, argue that this is a man-made complex, possibly a sunken city at least 10,000 years old. Others insist on a natural origin, the result of tectonic activity and sandstone erosion. But look at the photographs. These are not just piles of rocks. These are regular shapes. These are right angles. These are things very difficult to explain as coincidences. The sea rose after the ice melted, and an ancient city sank to the bottom. If this is true, then the civilization that built it was older and perhaps more advanced than we thought. Perhaps they did not disappear. Perhaps they went underwater. Perhaps they are still there. Their pyramids, not Egyptian, not Mexican, but underwater. Their cities, not on the surface, but in the abyss. Their knowledge, not in books, but in stones that we are only beginning to notice. Now about places where ships and aircraft disappear. Everyone has heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but there are others. The Devil's Sea, or the Dragon's Triangle, off the coast of Japan. There too, vessels vanish. There too, technology fails. There too, sailors see strange lights and feel that someone is watching them. Official science explains this by complex currents, seismic activity, and weather conditions. But then why do the anomalies occur precisely there? Why have they been repeated for centuries? Why can they not be explained to this day? Here is another mystery: the Baltic Sea anomaly. In 2011, Swedish researchers discovered an oval-shaped object on the Baltic Sea floor, about 60 meters in diameter. It resembled a giant mushroom with a stone or metallic surface. Electronics malfunctioned near it. The surface had straight lines and angles, unnatural for natural formations. Specialists still argue: a sunken ship, a geological formation, or something else. Consider the mystery of the Mary Celeste, a ghost ship found in 1872 near the Azores. The vessel was in perfect order, the cargo untouched, enough food and water for 6 months, but not a single crew member on board. The only clue was a missing lifeboat. What made experienced sailors abandon a seaworthy ship? A storm? A fire? Or something they could not talk about? Modern ships sometimes sink under mysterious circumstances, and distress signals are never received. Perhaps they are crossing zones where radio waves do not work. Perhaps they see things they are not supposed to see. Now about rogue waves. Enormous walls of water 20 to 30 meters high appearing from nowhere. Not from a storm, not from a tsunami, from a calm, nearly mirror-like ocean. For a long time they were considered sea lore, but satellites have confirmed they exist. Every day up to 10 such waves are recorded worldwide. The mechanism of their formation is a mystery. Sometimes resonance is blamed, sometimes seafloor topography. But even modern ships cannot always withstand their impact. Sailors notice, before a wave appears, silence, like before an explosion. The water becomes like glass. Then the giant comes, the Kraken, the giant squid that pulls ships to the bottom. For centuries, sailors told tales of it. In the 12th century, Norse sagas. In 1555, Swedish cartographer Olaus Magnus described a creature with sharp and long horns, like the roots of a tree. They are 10 or 12 cubits long, very black, and with huge eyes. In his 1755 book, Danish historian Erik Ludvigsen Pontoppidan called the Kraken undoubtedly the largest sea monster in the world. Scientists now believe the legend of the Kraken was based on sightings of giant squid, Architeuthis dux, which can indeed reach 13 meters in length. There is also the Antarctic giant squid, which is estimated to grow to 14 meters and weigh half a ton. But the problem is that no one has ever seen a live specimen. Only dead ones, washed ashore or found in the stomachs of sperm whales. And sperm whales have huge scars, possibly from battles with these giants. But even a 14-meter squid is not the Kraken that sinks ships. It is a large but still ordinary creature. However, perhaps there are far larger ones in the depths, and they simply do not come to the surface. And let us not forget about hydrothermal vents, black smokers. At depths of thousands of meters, where sunlight does not penetrate, where pressure and temperatures are insane, there, life thrives. Worms, mollusks, shrimp do not need oxygen. They need sulfur. They live in a chemical hell. If life is possible there, it is possible in far more extreme conditions. And perhaps, there in the darkness, evolution took a different path. Not toward intelligence, but toward something else. Toward collective consciousness. Toward telepathy. Toward the ability to control energy. In the 1870s, the expedition of the Corvette Challenger disproved the theory of lifeless depths by discovering living organisms at depths of nearly 2.5 miles. That expedition was a true revolution, discovering thousands of unknown species and creating the first maps of underwater mountains and trenches. Since then, technology has advanced far, but every new descent in a bathyscaphe brings surprises. Every time, we find something we did not expect. In the Mariana Trench, at a depth of nearly 7 miles, pressure is 1,000 times greater than atmospheric pressure. It seems nothing could live there but sludge. Yet even there, life exists. Amoebas the size of saucers, fish with transparent skin, creatures that glow in complete darkness. Who knows what hides behind the next ridge, in the next crevice? What if what we consider myths are actually encoded history? Plato wrote about Atlantis, a great civilization that sank to the bottom. Egyptian priests told Solon about a land swallowed by the ocean. Indian epics speak of underwater cities of the gods. Celtic legends tell of sunken kingdoms. Too many coincidences to ignore. Perhaps somewhere on the ocean floor, beneath the water, lie ruins. Perhaps knowledge is preserved within them. Perhaps someone still lives there. Explorer and writer Graham Hancock, author of bestsellers about ancient civilizations, cites the maps of Admiral Piri Reis, drawn in 1513, which depict Antarctica without ice. How did an Ottoman admiral obtain such information? Where did he get coordinates that could only be obtained from the air? One hypothesis is that the maps were copied from far older sources, possibly created by a civilization that perished in a cataclysm. And if that civilization possessed advanced cartography, it may have possessed other knowledge that perhaps now lies buried on the ocean floor. The SOSUS hydroacoustic stations, deployed by the United States to track Soviet submarines during the Cold War, regularly recorded unexplained noises. Declassified reports mention sounds resembling the operation of powerful machinery, the movement of enormous objects. The source of these noises has never been found. In 1982, Russian oceanologists on the research vessel Vityaz discovered strange objects at a depth of several kilometers, which they called plasmoids, spherical energy clusters moving against currents and in spirals. They were observed, but their nature remains unknown. And what if there is another form of life in the ocean depths, not protein-based, but energy-based? Underwater ball lightning. Clusters of plasma possessed of consciousness. Science knows nothing of this. The ocean holds secrets not only underwater, but also on the floor. Underwater mountains, trenches, canyons, a landscape less studied than the far side of the moon. Every new descent of a deep-sea vehicle brings discoveries. But studying the seafloor takes time and money. And who knows what we will find when we finally turn our gaze downward instead of upward. Perhaps there, in the darkness, awaits something that will overturn our understanding of the world. Not a new life form, not an ancient civilization, but something else entirely. Perhaps the source of all legends about floods, curses, and gods. Perhaps something about which official research remains silent. I do not know if there is intelligent life underwater. I do not know if Atlantis existed. I do not know why the bloop sound was never adequately explained. But I know that the ocean is the final frontier, not space, not Mars, but our own home. We gaze into the sky and search for intelligent brothers among the stars, but perhaps they are already here, beneath miles of water, in darkness that no ray of light can pierce. Perhaps they are watching us. Perhaps they laugh at our attempts to understand them. Perhaps they are waiting. For what? Probably for us to stop fearing the depths and dive. Truly dive. Not submarines, not bathyscaves, but with consciousness. Perhaps the answer lies not in technology, but in learning to feel water as whales feel it, to hear infrasound, to see without light. Perhaps connection with the ocean is not a physical contact, but a spiritual one. And that is all for today. This was Dreamweaver Mystics. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I read the comments. And write, what do you think about the mysteries of the ocean? Do you believe in underwater civilizations? Are you afraid of the depths? I read everything. And remember, we know less about the ocean floor than about the surface of the moon. But perhaps the moon is not so important. Perhaps the treasures are hidden right under our noses. We just do not know how to dive. Until next time.